In the year 2320, humans lived not only on Earth, but also high above in space. One of the most famous places was Orbital Station Nova, a shining city floating around the Earth. Only the richest and most powerful people could live there. Lucas was one of them. He was young, smart, and the owner of a powerful tech company that built space tools and AI machines. His company helped humans survive in space, and because of this, he became a millionaire before he turned 30. People called him a genius. He wore clean suits, traveled in silent hovercars, and never had to worry about money. But something was missing. Lucas had everything he could buy, but no real friends, no love, and no peace. Every day felt the same. Business meetings, fake smiles, and cold halls filled with people who only cared about power. His parents always reminded him, "You must marry someone from a strong family, a girl with name, money, and respect." Lucas listened but didn't agree. He wanted more than a name. He wanted someone who made him feel alive, someone honest, someone real. One day, he traveled to Earth to attend a technology event in New London City. After a long meeting, he felt tired. He didn't want a fancy dinner or a luxury lounge. So he walked alone down the city streets, looking for a quiet place. He found it a small diner at the corner of an old road. It looked simple, with a bright red sign and soft yellow lights. Inside, it smelled of warm bread and fresh coffee. He stepped in. The diner wasn't special to most people, but to Lucas, it felt peaceful. A few workers sat in the corner, talking softly. Music played from an old speaker. Then he saw her, the waitress. She moved quickly between tables, holding plates and smiling kindly at the customers. Her name was Anna. She had a simple ponytail, worn shoes, and bright eyes. Her apron was a little dirty, and her hands looked tired, but her smile was full of life. "Good evening, sir," she said politely, placing the menu in front of him. "Would you like something warm? Soup's fresh?" Lucas smiled. "That sounds nice, thank you." He stayed for almost 2 hours, eating slowly and watching the world through the diner window. Anna came back often, not because he was rich, she didn't know, but because he looked lonely. "You're not from around here?" she asked. "I'm just visiting," Lucas replied. "That's nice. Most people don't visit places like this," she said, half joking. Lucas chuckled. "I like quiet places." They talked a little more. About the city, about the stars, about small things that made her laugh and made him feel warm inside. That night, when Lucas returned to his hotel, he couldn't stop thinking about Anna. She was so different from the women on the orbital station. She didn't wear expensive clothes. She didn't pretend to be someone else. She was honest, kind, and full of dreams. The next day, he came back. Then the next. And again, Anna began to notice him. "You really like the soup, huh?" she joked. Lucas smiled. "I think I like the company more." For the first time in many years, Lucas felt something real growing inside him. And he knew his world was about to change, but he didn't know how much. For the next 2 weeks, Lucas kept returning to the same diner. He always sat at the same corner table by the window. Anna always served him with her warm smile and friendly voice. She didn't know who he really was. To her, he was just another quiet man with kind eyes and a calm voice. Lucas enjoyed their talks. Sometimes they spoke about simple things, food, music, or the changing weather. Other times their conversations went deeper. "I like looking at the stars," Anna said one evening, wiping the table beside him. "It makes me feel like maybe one day life can be bigger than this." Lucas looked at her, surprised. "You want to go to space?" Anna laughed. "I don't know. I just want something more. Something better. My mom is sick and we can't afford the good hospitals, so I work here. Maybe it's silly to dream." "It's not silly," Lucas said gently. "Dreams are what move us forward." Anna looked at him for a moment, then smiled softly. You talk like someone who's been far away. Lucas smiled back but said nothing. Each day, he learned more about her. Anna had grown up in the city's poor district. Her father had died in a factory accident when she was young. Her mother worked hard until she became ill and couldn't work anymore. Anna had taken over everything, cooking, cleaning, and paying the bills with her small salary. Despite the hardship, she didn't complain. She stayed strong. Lucas admired her more with every visit. One evening, a customer at the diner recognized Lucas. He didn't shout or point, just quietly walked over and said, "Lucas Rowan, right? The tech guy? What are you doing here?" Anna looked confused. Lucas gave a short smile. "Just having dinner." The man left soon after, but Anna looked at Lucas with wide eyes. "Lucas Rowan?" she asked slowly. "Is that really your name?" Lucas nodded. He looked nervous, even a little ashamed. "I didn't want to lie. I just wanted to be normal for a while, with you." Anna stepped back slightly. "You're the space company owner? The one from Orbital Nova?" Yes, there was a long silence. "I don't understand," she said softly. "Why would someone like you come here? Talk to me." "Because I needed something real," Lucas answered. "And I found it in you." Anna looked away. She didn't know what to say. Her heart was confused. Was it true? Or was this some kind of rich man's game? "I don't know what to think," she whispered. "You're rich, famous, and I'm just a waitress." "You're not just anything," Lucas replied. "You're brave, strong, and honest. That's more than most people I know." Anna didn't reply. She simply nodded and returned to her work. Lucas left quietly that night. The next day, he didn't come, nor the next. Anna told herself it didn't matter. She had work to do, bills to pay. But deep inside, she missed him. She missed the way he listened, the way he smiled when she spoke. She even missed his quiet way of drinking coffee. On the third day, Lucas came back. He stood outside the diner for a moment, holding something in his hand. It was a small plant in a glass pot. He walked in and placed it on her table. "For you," he said. "It grows in space. It only blooms in sunlight and trust." Anna looked at the plant. It had small purple leaves and a single golden bud. "It's beautiful," she said. "So are you," Lucas said. She didn't know what would happen next. Their worlds were different. But something inside her wanted to believe this was real. For the first time, Anna smiled not as a waitress, but as a woman whose heart had just begun to open. Days passed, and something new had started to grow between Lucas and Anna. It was soft and quiet like sunlight warming frozen ground. Lucas still visited the diner almost every evening, and Anna started waiting for him without realizing it. Their talks grew deeper. Anna shared her dreams, and Lucas listened like no one else ever had. He told her stories too, not about money or power, but about stars, inventions, and the peaceful silence of space. But things were no longer hidden. The customer who had recognized Lucas earlier had taken a photo. That photo was shared on a local media page. Then it was picked up by a space gossip channel. In just 2 days, the story spread across both Earth and orbital station Nova. Millionaire Lucas Rowan spotted dining with ground waitress. Romance or ridiculous? At first, Anna didn't know. But one morning, while walking to the diner, she saw her own picture on a glowing news screen outside a shop. Her hands trembled as she read the words. People on the street stared at her. Some pointed. Others whispered. When she entered the diner, her manager looked at her with tight lips. "Anna, what's going on?" Reporters called. "They're asking questions. This could hurt our business." Anna felt the ground shake beneath her feet. She didn't even know who to talk to. She hadn't done anything wrong, but now it felt like the whole world was watching her. Later that day, Lucas came to the diner. She didn't go to his table. He waited. Then he walked to her behind the counter. "Anna, Are you okay? She looked at him with hurt eyes. You said you wanted to keep things simple, quiet. Now everyone knows. They're calling me names. They think I used you. Lucas sighed deeply. I never wanted this. I didn't know someone took a photo. But they did, she said. And now my life is a joke. Lucas wanted to take her hand, but she stepped back. You should go, she whispered. That night, Anna didn't sleep. Her mother noticed her red eyes and tired face. Is it about the boy? She asked gently. Anna nodded. He's not just a boy, Mama. He's someone big, but I'm not. And now the world is laughing at me. Her mother smiled weakly. People will always talk, Anna, but the heart only speaks truth. Does he make you happy? Anna was quiet for a moment, then nodded. Then that's what matters, her mother said. Meanwhile, on orbital station Nova, Lucas faced his own troubles. Business partners called him foolish. Dating a waitress, one of them said during a meeting. You're ruining your image, Lucas. Some investors even threatened to leave his company. His parents were angry too. You are a real one, his father said. We don't mix with ground people like that. Lucas stood firm. She's not just a ground person. She's more real than anyone here. Love is not enough, his mother warned. You're putting everything at risk. Lucas knew what he was losing, but he also knew what he had found. And he wasn't ready to let go. The next evening, Lucas returned to the diner. He waited outside, holding a simple brown envelope. Inside was a small photo of the space engine he was secretly designing, his life's work. Anna saw him through the window. She didn't want drama, but her heart pulled her toward the door. He looked at her with soft eyes. I don't want to hurt you, he said, but I won't hide you either. Anna looked down. People won't stop talking. Then let them talk, he replied. Let them see what love really looks like. He handed her the envelope. This is something I've never shown anyone. I trust you. She opened it and saw the photo of a strange, beautiful engine surrounded by stars. What is this? She asked. My dream, he said, and I want to share it with you. Anna didn't know what the future would bring. But standing there, under the city lights, she realized something. Lucas wasn't offering her money or status. He was offering her trust. And that meant more than anything. The news of Lucas and Anna's growing bond had spread far and wide. On Earth, people were curious. Some supported them, calling it a story of true love. Others mocked Anna, saying she was after his wealth. But the real storm was in space, on orbital Station Nova, where Lucas lived. The wealthy families whispered behind closed doors. Screens flashed headlines with sarcasm and gossip. Lucas Rowan trades space queens for Soup Girl. Is this love or a fall from grace? His old school friend sent messages full of jokes and fake concern. Are you serious, Lucas? One message read. A waitress from the ground? You could have anyone. Even at board meetings, the tone had changed. His business partner, Mr. Dalton, leaned across the table and asked, Lucas, are you thinking clearly? Investors don't like distractions. Lucas answered calmly, I'm still leading, I'm still building. My personal life shouldn't matter. But it did matter. To them. And things were starting to shake. Lucas's parents called him to their private dome on Nova. The house was large, cold, and filled with luxury. His mother sat stiffly, her lips tight. His father stood near the window, arms crossed. We raised you with care, his mother said. We gave you everything. And now you throw it away for a girl with no background? She's not just a girl, Lucas replied. She's kind. She's smart. She listens. His father's voice turned hard. She's a problem. You are embarrassing the Rowan name. People are laughing at us. Lucas looked at both of them, feeling a mix of sadness and anger. I won't stop seeing her, he said. You'll regret this, his father warned. Lucas turned and left. He didn't look back. Meanwhile, Anna was facing her own storm. The diner was quieter now. Some customers came just to stare. Others left rude comments on her social page. A few women even came in and laughed loudly near her counter. "Must be nice," one of them said. Catching a millionaire with a pretty smile, Anna tried to stay calm. She worked hard, kept her head down, but her heart was heavy. At night, she cried quietly in her room, sitting beside her sleeping mother. She wasn't ashamed of loving Lucas, but she was tired of being treated like a joke. A few days later, Lucas came to the diner again. He looked tired but calm. "I know this is hard," he said to Anna as they sat in the quiet back room. "I didn't expect the world to react this way, but I don't want to run from it." Anna looked at him. "Why me, Lucas? You could have anyone, someone who fits in your world." "Because you're the only one who didn't want anything from me," he said. "Not money, not fame, just me." Anna didn't speak for a while. Then she reached into her pocket and took out a small folded paper. It was a drawing of a dream home, a little house on a green field under a bright sky. She had drawn it long ago. "This is my world," she said. "It's small, simple, but it's full of love." Lucas smiled. "Maybe it's time to bring your world and mine together." But not everyone agreed. Mr. Dalton, Lucas's partner, called for an emergency board vote. The company was preparing for a huge project, the one Lucas had shown Anna, a new space engine that could change the future. But now, investors were nervous. "This drama is hurting our image," Dalton said. "We need control. We must freeze his leadership role until this is solved." Some members agreed. Others stayed quiet. The vote was set for the next week. Lucas knew the price of standing by Anna might be everything he had built. But deep down, he also knew real progress doesn't come without courage. The day of the vote arrived. Lucas stood in the tall glass boardroom on orbital station Nova, looking out at Earth below. The sky outside was clear, but inside the room, tension filled the air. 12 board members sat around the long table. Most wore sharp suits and fake smiles. Mr. Dalton stood confidently near the head of the table. "We are not here to question Lucas's talent," Dalton said with a polite tone. "But recent events have damaged our public image. Investors are pulling out. Media's laughing at us. We must act." A quiet murmur followed. Lucas stood and faced them. His voice was calm but strong. "I built this company from nothing. I've always delivered. But now, because I care about someone who doesn't come from money, I'm being judged." One member replied, "It's not about love. It's about business." Lucas nodded. "Then let's talk business. The engine I've designed is ready. It can change how we travel in space. Fast, cheap, safe, built for everyone. Not just the rich," Dalton interrupted. "We're not here to dream, Lucas. We're here to protect the company." A vote was taken. 7 raised their hands. Lucas was to be removed as lead engineer and speaker for the company until further review. The decision was final. Lucas walked out without a word. His heart was heavy, but his mind was clear. That evening, Lucas went back to Earth and found Anna sitting on the small bench outside the diner. The sun had already set, and the street was quiet. He sat beside her. For a moment, they didn't speak. "They took my company," he said softly. Anna turned to him with surprise. "Why?" "Because of us," he replied. "Because I chose to care about someone who isn't part of their world." Anna looked down, her hands shaking slightly. "I didn't mean to ruin anything." Lucas gently took her hand. "You didn't ruin anything. You reminded me what matters." Tears filled Anna's eyes. "I never wanted you to lose your dreams." Lucas smiled. "Then let's build a new one, together." She looked at him, confused. "What do you mean?" He pulled out a small tablet and showed her something: plans, designs, and code. "This is the real project," he said. "Not the company. Not the fame. This engine was my dream. I wanted to make space open to everyone. And I'm still going to do it." Anna stared at the screen, eyes wide. "But without the company, without money?" "We don't need them," Lucas said. "We need people who believe." The next few days changed everything. Lucas moved into a small workshop in New London, near the city edge. He used the money he still had in savings to buy tools and parts. Anna helped clean the place and organize the files. Together, they started reaching out to people, engineers, mechanics, students, and workers from poor areas who had dreams but no voice. "We don't have gold," Lucas said in a small gathering, "but we have purpose." Slowly, people started joining. Some came with skills, others with ideas. Even a few old employees from Lucas's company joined secretly, tired of the elite rules. Anna made meals for everyone. She talked to them, encouraged them, and became the heart of the team. They called the project the People's Engine. One night, as Lucas sat alone outside the workshop, Anna brought him a cup of tea. "You okay?" she asked. Lucas nodded, just thinking how fast life changes. "You lost everything," she said gently. Lucas looked at her and smiled. "No, I found something better." Anna blushed and looked at the stars above. "Do you think we'll really finish it?" Lucas followed her gaze. "With you beside me, I believe anything is possible." And in that quiet moment, with stars watching from above, their broken pieces began to fit together. Not as a billionaire and a waitress, but as two people building something that could change the world. The workshop buzzed with life. Sparks flew as welding tools connected metal plates. Screens glowed with engine code. People moved with purpose, their eyes full of hope. This was not a high-tech lab on orbital station Nova. It was an old warehouse on Earth's edge, full of broken machines, spare parts, and a dream. Lucas stood in the center, surrounded by engineers, students, and volunteers. He wore simple clothes now, not the clean suits from before. His hands were rough from work, but his heart had never been stronger. The engine, once just a plan on his tablet, was finally taking shape. It was called Nova Drive 1, a small but powerful space engine that could cut travel time by 80% and cost far less than traditional systems. If it worked, anyone could visit the stars, not just the rich. And Anna? She was everywhere. She helped serve meals, cleaned parts, took care of visitors, and kept everyone's spirits high. People respected her, not because of who she loved, but because of her kind heart and fearless strength. Lucas often said, "She's the soul of this place." One morning, Anna entered the workshop carrying a box of connectors. She stopped and looked at the engine core. It was finally standing upright, tall, strong, and real. "You built this," she whispered. Lucas walked beside her. "We built this," she smiled, but her eyes were filled with worry. "Is it ready?" "Almost," he said. "Just a few more systems to test." Anna nodded, then looked around. "You know, you could have hidden this, built it in secret, and sold it quietly. Why tell the world?" Lucas thought for a moment, then replied, "Because this isn't just a machine. It's a message that you don't have to be born rich to touch the stars." News began to spread again, but this time, the story was different. Lucas Rowan returns with People's Project. Waitress turned leader helps launch Dream Engine. Can love and science change space forever? Small media channels interviewed Lucas and Anna. Their story inspired many. Donations started arriving not from billionaires, but from everyday people, farmers, students, factory workers. They sent messages like, "Build it for us. Let the poor fly too. Thank you for believing in people like me." Back on orbital station Nova, some laughed again. Mr. Dalton spoke to the media saying, "It's just noise. Rowan's time is over." But in quiet rooms, even some of the elite began to wonder, what if it actually works? One night, while the team ran a late test, Anna stood on the rooftop of the workshop, looking at the stars. Lucas joined her, holding 2 cups of warm tea. He handed one to her. Thinking again, she nodded. Sometimes I wonder how all this happened. A few months ago, I was just serving soup. And now you're helping build a future, Lucas said. She looked at him. Are you scared? Lucas took a breath. Yes, but being scared means we're doing something that matters. They stood there, quiet under the sky, side by side. The next day, the engine test was ready. Everyone gathered in the control room. Lights blinked, systems buzzed. The engine stood in a sealed chamber behind thick glass. Lucas gave the signal. Start power-up sequence. One by one, the lights turned green. Energy flowed into the core. A low hum filled the room, growing. Louder, level 1, stable, said one engineer. Level 2, systems holding, said another. Level 3. Suddenly, the engine glowed bright and beautiful, like a newborn star dot. It didn't explode. It didn't break. It worked. Cheers filled the room. People hugged. Some cried. Anna looked at Lucas with wide, shining eyes. You did it. He smiled and held her hand. No, we did it. Outside the workshop, the city slept. But inside, a new future had just awakened. It wasn't made by billionaires or big companies. It was built by hands that once fixed tables, cleaned tools, and dared to believe in something more. The people's engine was real, and the world would never be the same again. The successful test of the people's engine shocked the world. In every city, spaceport, and colony, people talked about it. Not just the engine, but the story behind it. A millionaire who walked away from the rich to build something for the common people, and a waitress who stood beside him through every storm. For the first time, hope reached where it had never gone before. On Earth, poor students in small schools dreamed of working in space. On mining colonies, workers gathered around screens to watch the engine glow like a rising sun. In hospitals, patients whispered prayers for Lucas and Anna's team. The name of the project, the People's Engine, became a symbol. But in the sky, on orbital station Nova, the rich grew worried. Meetings were held in silence. Investors and company leaders from Lucas's old world watched the news with frowns on their faces. Mr. Dalton, now head of Lucas's former company, stood before the press and spoke coldly. He left us. He betrayed our trust. That engine is not safe. Built by strangers with no control, it could be dangerous. But his words felt weak. The people had already chosen whom to believe, and one thing was clear: the people's engine worked, and it didn't belong to the elite. Back at the Earth workshop, Lucas and Anna prepared for the next step. The world is watching now, Lucas said one evening as they walked through the rows of equipment. If we can launch this engine into orbit and return safely, everything will change. Anna nodded. Do we have enough support? Lucas showed her a message list. Thousands of people had signed up to help. Mechanics, pilots, programmers, even some ex-workers from space agencies. And donations were pouring in. Small amounts from thousands of hands. Not much, but it was enough. Soon, the project turned into a movement. People began calling it the Ground Rise. Posters showed Lucas and Anna with stars in the background. Shirts and hats appeared with the words, Space for All. One engine, one world, built by us. Anna didn't like the fame, but she understood its power. She stood in front of small crowds, speaking from the heart. I used to serve coffee in a corner diner, she said once. Now I serve something greater: hope. You don't need to be born rich to matter. You just need to believe that you do. Her words were recorded and shared everywhere. In a week, her voice was heard across 3 planets. Meanwhile, the rich tried to stop them. Mr. Dalton sent lawyers. They claimed the engine design belonged to the old company, but Lucas had proof. He had started the design years before and had records of every update. The lawyers failed. Next, They tried to offer Lucas money to cancel the project. "Come back," one message said. "We'll give you your company again. Just shut it down." Lucas didn't reply. Instead, he sent a public message: "I will not. Stop. This engine is not for sale. It is for the people who never had a chance, for the dreamers, for the forgotten. This time, space belongs to all of us." Anna sat with Lucas that night, watching the stars. "I'm proud of you," she said. "I'm proud of us," he replied. They didn't need fancy suits or rich names anymore. They had each other, and they had a mission. They knew it wouldn't be easy. There would be more pressure, more danger. But the wind had changed. The world was waking up. The people who once served now stood strong. The people who once watched now began to build. And the stars that once belonged to the few were starting to shine for everyone.